Hey, Steph, good morning. I want to start with a story on our roads right now happening downtown. One person has died following a crash near Kensington Market that happened late last night. This vehicle reportedly hitting a parked car before coming to a stop on a sidewalk.
Officers arrived on scene and located a vehicle with two male occupants, both with obvious injuries. Both of those males were transported to hospital, and one of those males has since been pronounced deceased.
The driver of the vehicle remains in life-altering condition. Fatal crash happened just before 11 o'clock last night near Dundas and Augusta. The vehicle reportedly trying to pass a streetcar when it ran out of room. Police say they have received information about a third person inside that vehicle fleeing the scene before officers arrived. They are concerned the passenger may be injured. They are asking anyone who has information to please come forward. Well, the city ramping up vaccination efforts in more than a dozen priority neighborhoods hardest hit by COVID-19.
We continue within available supply limits to step up the pace and to innovate as we go about the largest vaccination effort in the history of the city. This will bring vaccine doses for eligible people 18 and older to where people live in the neighborhoods that are in the greatest need.
The city calling it the Team Toronto Sprint strategy, looking to triple the amount of vaccines administered in 13 hotspot zones over the next 2 weeks. The full list, by the way, for those 13 zones is on our website, citynews.ca. Now, paramedics and fire services are also being brought in to help administer shots. Now, we're going to have more details about this latest initiative, including when we can expect more vaccines. Mayor John Tory will be joining us live this morning for his weekly check-in just after 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, this story, hospitals across Ontario buckling under the weight of the pandemic. The province's top doctor has now immediately ordered a halt on all non-urgent surgeries and procedures. Dr. David Williams saying this decision to postpone surgeries should be fair and transparent for all patients. The ramp down will create more capacity for hospitals struggling with a surge of COVID-19 patients. Children's hospitals will not be impacted. The Ford government promising an announcement on additional enhancements to paid sick days, and it's to come in the very near future, is what we're hearing. So the comments coming from Ontario's government House Leader on Wednesday without any further details. Sources telling City News the announcement on paid sick days is expected late this week or early next week, but the Ford government won't be supporting the NDP motion. They're also reportedly changing their process to avoid rushing and having to reverse any more policies. We'll bring you more on this story coming up in just a bit. But at the federal level, there's pressure here. The Trudeau government being asked to restrict incoming flights as Canada reporting the first case of the B1617 variant, which was first detected in India.
Importation from the border is a fraction of the cases we're coming in, but we will still make sure we are doing everything necessary to keep Canadians safe.
Trudeau says he is not ruling out more border controls, and Canada's top doctor, Theresa Tam, saying they will be doing another risk assessment before taking the next step. The first case of this new variant was reported in Quebec City. Public Health says the patient tested positive 2 weeks ago, but no other information on their condition or how they might have contracted the variant has been released. By the way, there have been 35 flights from India in the last 2 weeks. The country reporting a global record of more than 314,000 new COVID-19 infections on Thursday. All right, today, Prime Minister Trudeau is slated to unveil a more ambitious plan to tackle climate change. The PM expected to announce Canada's new greenhouse gas emissions target during a 2-day virtual climate change summit hosted by U.S. President Joe Biden. Dozens of world leaders also attending from China, the UK, the EU, as well as more. Biden signing an order on his first day in office to rejoin the Paris Climate Agreement after Trump pulled the country out. Reports say the new president is aiming to cut the country's gas emissions in half by 2030. All right, you may remember this story from last week, and now a Bloc Québécois MP is apologizing after sharing a screenshot of a Liberal colleague caught fully naked during a House of Commons video conference. Bloc MP Sébastien Lemire apologizing for breaching parliamentary rules which ban taking photos or video during proceedings. He added he already apologized to the Quebec Liberal MP William Amos, who says he accidentally left his camera on and appeared nude during virtual proceedings last week. Now, the government has asked House Speaker Anthony Rota to investigate this one. Okay, your time right now is 6:09. Coming up next, months of record low mortgage rates could soon be coming to an end. We've got some optimistic signs coming out of the Bank of Canada. Mike Eppel with the breakdown up next.